Hey guys, it's Stefan, and today is going to be another a follow-up video for my talk about the Avengers: Infinity War, and this one's going to be a spoiler discussion, and meaning that it's going to be full of spoilers for those who haven't watched the whole movie. And if you haven't seen my review of the movie, then the video is in the description below. Now, here in this video, I'm gonna talk about the whole spoilers thing is with a friend of mine known as Michael Carville, I think his name is, aka DatMichaelGuy, and yeah, you may have seen him in AB Comms, especially the E3 reaction vids to some of the press conferences that are out there, and we're all gonna do these again, and like last year, I cannot attend to every single reaction when it's going live because that's where I sleep, and that's where the time I'm working, and oh, I can't wait to get out of work. But either way, let's wait for Michael. And I said about like 50 minutes ago that we're gonna be doing this in about an hour, so it's only about 10 minutes left till he shows up, and whether I'm gonna call him or that he's gonna call me, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna set this through, and yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the spoiler discussion. Alright, so I'm here with Michael, or that Michael guy, and I've got to mention that we saw, well, not each other and all, but we saw Infinity War, and like only once, I believe, and yeah, you watched it once, right?
I've only seen it once, like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, almost like same thing here, because it came here 22 days early. Alright, either way, let's start with one thing in common, and that is Red Skull. Alright, so there's been a lot of things going on about whether Red Skull survived the event in Captain America First Avenger where he activated the Tesseract to transport somewhere, and some are like, did he just get disintegrated? No. Space Stone teleports you to different places. And yeah, it teleports him to a different place, and that's where the Soul Stone is, and yeah. Basically, he's a gatekeeper.
Alright, so when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I started at the start of Phase 3, so I've seen Guardians onwards, except Black Panther and Age of Ultron, so when it came to Red Skull, I didn't recognize him from the Captain America movies. I recognized him from that one Phineas and Ferb episode where they
Oh,
had the Marvel characters.
yep. Can't forget about the crossover though. My God, Disney. The one who.
When is Ferb going to show up in Avengers 4?
Well, I have to ask Kevin Feige about it. My God. Either way, yeah. Captain America First Avenger was on Phase 1 before the Avengers, and yeah, and then when Thanos and Gamora went to planet Voltamir, or whatever it's called, they're approached by Red Skull,
Uh,
who seemingly knows who they are in a weird fashion, and he said, like, to obtain this stone, you must sacrifice the one you loved, and yeah,
that part, Gamora was just laughing at Thanos like, haha, you don't love anything, and I was like, bitch, run, fucking run back to the ship.
yeah, and some say that she's gonna like appear in Avengers 4, which I'm like 50-50 on it, because when it comes to comic books, some heroes or villains don't just stay dead. They just come back alive in random times, like in random events and all that, you know?
I feel that there's sort of a difference, because, like, it's obvious that Star Lord, Doctor Strange, Chris Pratt, but I said Star Lord twice.
Yep.
Black Panther, uh, Spider Man, Doctor Strange. They're all gonna come back because like you killed too many of them at once. But like I feel like Loki and Gamora, like they're just dead
Yeah.
since they were killed before Thanos snapped his fingers.
Yeah.
And if I may say something, when they hammered it down that it literally just takes a snap of his fingers.
Yeah.
I thought that meant it was just really easy. I didn't realize that meant he literally just had to snap his fingers.
Well, yeah. Yeah, Thor should have gone for his hand, man. His left fucking hand. And, yeah, speaking of Thor, let's talk about the, what is it? The fucking Dead Stall, whatever it is. I don't know what it's called, but
The
there's,
axe hammer.
yeah, the Stormbreaker. Damn, was that shit cool. And, when they saw that Groot was assembling it with his own left arm, they're like, oh my god, is he worthy enough to wield that type of material on his hand? Uh, in sort of ways, but for obvious explanation, there is a Groot Thor version, or a Thor version of Groot in the comics. So I think it's on Thor Corpse, and yes, that is a thing. Different Thors from different universes, different dimensions, to be honest. But yeah, he kicked massive ass with his Stormbreaker, killed all the outsiders, outright outsiders, the four-armed Venom look-alike piece of shits. Yeah, that's all I can come up with.
What's your opinion on the Star Lord incident
Okay.
on
Let's get right into this. So, of course, many people are upset of what Star-Lord happened, or what happened to Star-Lord when everyone was, it was a planet Titan, which is where Thanos comes from. It was peaceful one time, but then his,
everything went to shit because it was overpopulated and Thanos was like, haha, I'm told you so, and now I'm going to destroy everything else.
yeah, and I guess you could say that it's like the first ever Marvel movie where a bad guy, kind of wins in the point, because almost all the Marvel movies, like from Iron Man to Black Panther, heroes won, but of course writers decided to change that by making Thanos win, and yeah, he won that part of the battle, and I can say one thing: the war ain't over. But yeah, when what is it? Spider Man, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Drax, uh,
Mantis,
yeah, Mantis, and what was
the
next?
person we're talking about,
Yeah,
Star
yeah,
Lord.
Star Lord. When they were all grabbing him, and then Star Lord was, oh yeah, hold on, Nebula was there as well. I forgot about that.
Was Nebula there at that point? I know she
Yeah,
was there at the
yeah,
end of
yeah.
the
She was
movie.
there at the
So
point. I just remember it right now, and like after she was captured by Thanos in, I think it's called Singularity or Sanctuary, or Scavenger 2, the freaking ship that Thanos and the Black Order came by, and yeah. Either way,
but like
hmm?
when it comes to Star Lord, like it's probably my obligation to love everything Chris Pratt does, but like he doesn't deserve it. Like he just lost his girlfriend after losing his daddy, and then his second daddy, who ended up killing his mom. Like, give the guy a break. He's lost a lot of stuff recently, and if someone just said, "Haha, I killed the one person you loved," you'd be pretty annoyed too. Don't be mad, Chris Pratt. He is a good boy.
Don't get mad at Tanya Pratty. You do realize that Jan is considered to be Chris Pratt's daddy, but not his
Yeah,
father.
that's why I said his daddy, and then his daddy who ended up killing his mommy.
Yeah. Igor is Peter's father, while Yonder is Peter's daddy, which, alright.
Sexual daddy.
Oh my god. Fuck. I had to. And then Peter's like, God damn it. and yeah, he was basically the one person who helped Thanos achieve his like full power, his Infinity Gauntlet by snapping it, and then of course the gauntlet gets like shattered, like it gets broken after you used it. Which okay, it's still
Oh
act.
yeah, about that scene where he gets the time stone. No one seems to notice that the reason Doctor Strange gave the time stone isn't because he wanted to save Tony Stark. It's because he just saw 14 billion ways could end, and there's only one way in which they win, and that way was obviously the one where he gives Thanos the time stone without having Tony die.
Yeah,
So it's pretty obvious that Tony needs to live, and Thanos already needs to have the Infinity Stones in order for them to win overall.
yeah.
No one seemed to pick up on that, and I'm like, guys, come on.
Gotta do something. Oh yeah, some scenes that were in the trailers which are not exactly in the full movie, especially
Hulk's
that.
a little crybaby.
Oh yeah, there's like yeah, Hulk is in this, but I'm talking about him in action. It's only the beginning when he starts to kick Thanos' ass, but then Thanos has the upper hand, and then Hulk is basically you know a bit afraid
Oh,
of Thanos.
I thought you were talking about how in the trailers, Hulk is the Hulkbusters switched out with Hulk, since in the
Oh
movie
yeah,
Hulk becomes a little crybaby once he gets
yeah.
punched in the face like 3 times.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that there are different articles showing the toy version of the Hulkbuster armor breaks apart when Hulk goes like hulking out, like he's been unleashed, and then just completely breaks the second Hulkbuster armor, which of course it's basically misleading, as we would say, because at the final shot where almost all the Avengers they were running possibly towards Thanos in the final shot of the first trailer, which, by the way, is the most viewed trailer within 24 hours by ranking over 230 million viewers. And it now has like over like 300 because I don't know if there's a website where it currently.
And then you and then you see the view count go down to 150 million.
Yeah.
I'm a master of comedy.
Yeah. And that is where YouTube decided to fuck it all up. um,
No, I'm saying it went down to 150 from 300 because Thanos snapped his fingers.
yeah. You know what I should have done before I start making this video? Just put the Olma plushie here at the center of the video so to make the whole thing more interesting, because gotta get the views if Olmar's in the shot. God damn it. Oh yeah, we forgot about Heimdall as well. The you know who Heimdall is. Like the one like with the sword who has the power to set anyone through the portal and all that. The guy who
Uh,
sent the guy who sent Hulk back down to Earth to warn Stranger Wong inside his
do you
sector.
mean that guy at the start of the movie who dies? Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, the actor's name is Idris Elba. That's his name. He was named Heimdall in the Thor movies. It was basically the what is it? The keeper of the like the guardian of the what is it? I forgot what it's called because I haven't seen
Asgard? Or maybe?
I must say Asgard, but the one where he protects the like the teleport or whatever, which sends it to Earth into different places of one of the nine realms and all that stuff. That's what I mean. Yeah, I haven't seen like exactly all of the Thor movies in a while, but I remember a little bit of the third one because it's the best. And yeah, oh yeah, I went before Spider-Man vanishes. Tom Holland improvised the scene is like, please don't let me go, don't, and something like that. So for
Yeah, that was a really good scene, but like, my only problem with it is he's the only one who feels that he's going to go. I don't know if that's his Spidey senses or
Yeah,
anything,
it is. It
but
is.
like
It is a spider sense. Yeah, it has been confirmed that spider sense felt it and all that.
yeah, but like in the cinematic universe, at least, they've really downplayed his Spidey senses because I don't think they were in Homecoming at all, and then
No, the warrant.
they were used. They were used at the start of Infinity War when he was on the bus, and then this is the only time since where he actually, it could be implied where he uses them instead. Just I
Yeah.
don't know, it felt kind of weird since like Doctor Strange just went away talking to Tony like, okay, bye. It's just a little inconsistency. It bothered me a little.
Hmm. And
But
hmm?
Drax's actor, he improvised
Yeah,
one of the funnier
yeah,
lines in the
Dave
movie,
Batista.
like,
Yeah.
who is Gamora?
No, I got a better.
Where is Gamora?
Yeah. Where's Gamora? Wait, I got a better one. Who is Gamora? Hey, I got a better one. Why is Gamora? Like, god damn, David boy. Jesus, you went
that,
from being a wrestler to an actor, and that's a good choice, actually. But,
that gave me a good giggle.
uh,
I actually really like how they split up the characters in this movie because you have Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Spider Man, and the Guardians, who are my favorites in the MCU. Thor, Groot, and Rocket, another group, they're
yeah,
not quite my favorites, but I still really like them, and the ones I don't really care about in the last group.
yeah. And I just want to point out now that Thanos is the only character with most screen time with only 29 minutes, and Gamora being the second at 19.5 minutes. So, really impressive, Mr. Brolin.
How did the character who died halfway through the movie get the second most amount of screen time?
Because apparently, yeah, she's like the only important thing for Thanos in a way, because Thanos invaded a planet with the Chitauri, and he found Gamora, and he gave her this tiny little knife, and then literally the Chitauri just completely obliterated Gamora's people, even her mother, and
And Thanos is like, no, 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 don't look.
yeah, and she, Nebula, and four other, aka the Black Order, are basically adopted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like how Spider-Man called Ebony Maw as Squidward in a way, or something like
And
that.
didn't Iron Man say that? Like, he showed up to Earth and was like, we need that time stone. And he's like, fuck off, Squidward.
No, I think something like that. Yeah, and it's like, no, this Earth is closed today, when both Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian arrived. And in the comics, Cull Obsidian is known as the Black Dwarf, so yeah, I can see why they changed the name from the one name that is could be offensive to the name that is the alternative name for the Black Order in the comic books. And speaking of God, we get to see the Soul World where the young little Gamora appeared, and she was like, "Did you do it?" And Thanos was like, "Yes." And then she said, "How much did it cost?" or something like that. And Thanos was like, "Everything." And then he just completely vanished back down there, and then just teleported, sits down in a bench in a different place, smiles, boom, credits.
So, like, the Infinity Gauntlet's broken, but, like, it can still make a portal, so Thanos can escape. So, does that mean it's still functional, but it can't do any, like, big stuff again? Like, it can't split it into quarters or anything anymore?
Possibly. I don't know just yet because I haven't even read Infinity Gauntlet comic book yet, or any other Infinity Blankish anything yet. I haven't even done that, so I'm gonna get the trade paperback of Infinity Gauntlet though, so I can read the original and yeah.
What did you think of the Stone of Reality scene where it's just the Guardians and Thanos.
Yeah, the reality stone. Yeah. It was taken like straight out of the comics, like straight out of Infinity Gauntlet, where he used the same, where he turned those two different people in the comics, like the same as we saw in the movies, like Drax being into a couple of rocks, I guess. I don't know, and then Mantis being into a, I don't know what I'm gonna call that. It's yeah, yeah. If I will find a clip, but I will get a copyright strike if I get the fucking clip or the images or the pirated stills. I don't know which have to wait for the DVD release of it if I even care. The post credit scene. We have to talk about the post credit scene. So Nick Fury and well, back on Earth, and we see Nick Fury and Maria Hill just stop the car when they exit out the vehicle. They saw there's a few people vanishing into very existence, and
Don't forget the helicopter crash. And don't forget
oh
about
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's like behind them in a building, and it's like the first time when they're like, "Oh shit, it hit Earth, it hit the U.S." And then when Nick Fury vanished, he was like, and then just completely vanishes. And it was not before he sent a distress, like a code red signal to the one, the only Captain Marvel, and we could see her
Uh,
simple.
I, I think you mean Supergirl, if you remember back to Eric's 2016 PlayStation Expo video where I label Captain Marvel as Supergirl, as I am the ultimate Marvel fan.
Wow. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe. In all seriousness, we see the symbol of Captain Marvel, and the movie's gonna come out in like a few months in early 2019, and then after that, Infinity War or Infinity War Part 2 is gonna come out there as well, and yeah.
Then and there's a Ant-Man movie that's coming out. So do you think that's gonna be connected to?
Um, we'll just have to wait to see if there's a post credit scene on that. We just need to see if Wasp's gonna vanish or whatever, because Ant-Man is seen in the behind the scenes for Avengers 4 with blonde haired Tony and then shaved Captain America, alright? In his original Avengers costume, as we saw in the Avengers and Spider-Man Homecoming through the whole training tape or whatever. And I don't think we can hear say about having patience and all that. If you haven't seen the post
Yeah,
credit scene, you will. If you
but
see,
people are saying that Ant-Man wasn't in the movie. Of course he was. He was just really small and hidden in the grass.
you know, a bit funny to end the movie is that if Hawkeye appeared and in Ant Man wrote one of the arrows and just flew inside Thanos while being small, he would just go up and just completely obliterate Thanos into pieces and all that. Which,
Listen,
yeah,
there are thousands of ways they could kill Thanos. Like the easiest one is just have Doctor Strange open a portal on the arm with the Infinity Gauntlet and then just close it.
yeah, possibly.
But
But
with him
hmm?
with Infinity War, like there's some parts where you just have to go along with the ride just to see how it plays out. Like if you analyze every single thing, of course you're gonna find plot holes and things that don't exactly add up as I did, but you know they're still fun.
Yeah, and Nebula made Thanos vanish into existence when she was in. I'm talking about the comics, by the way, where Nebula, after gotten the Infinity Gauntlet, she wished Thanos out of existence. Just yeah, he just vanished like a magical flip of a finger, and it just there's no sinking dust. He just vanished like in the Infinity Gauntlet or whatever. I think it's like a few more things. Oh
Do
yeah,
you think Stan Lee disappeared?
you mean the bus driver?
No, every Stan Lee that exists in the Marvel MCU, how many of them do you think
Oh,
disappeared?
fuck, I need to think here, cause there's four movies in the Phase One, cause I don't think Stanley was in the TV series for set in the MCU. Talk about Agent Carter, Agents of Shield, so on so on. But fuck, I'm gonna stand the other. Yeah, damn.
See, there's been 20 movies, and I think the original 2003 Hulk is included, and then maybe some of the early Spider-Man movies. So that's around 24 Stan Lees. How many of them do you think disappeared?
I'm talking about the MCU versions, not all other versions, cause yeah, I'm talking about standing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not the all other movies that are not.
Is
Yeah.
is the 2003 Hulk not connected to the MCU Hulk movie?
Uh, no, I don't think so.
Oh,
I
I
don't think
thought it
so.
was.
No, but
I haven't seen either of them, but
no, but
so that's 20 Stan Lees. How many of them disappeared?
like all of them, I think only a few. I don't
I'm
know.
I'm guessing a solid it disappeared.
Solid eight. Because the whole MCU turned 10 years old, and the first movie came out in 2008, and they turned 10 years old in 2018. That was
Yep,
lame.
that's how these things work, Stefan.
Yep. Um, can we just hold on? Can we just talk about when all of them die, like vanished? The original Avengers like remains, but we don't know what Hawkeye is because he wasn't even in the movie, and I think it was mentioned, but in the what is it, the Infinity War Prelude issue one, after being rescued by Captain America inside that prison shit or whatever, as we saw in Captain America Civil War, he was like, "Nope, for real, I'm gonna just gonna retire, just meet my family. I'm staying for real this time. I'm not
Um,
in
I'm pretty
action."
sure the I'm pretty sure the Russo brothers at some point said that both Ant-Man and Hawkeye aren't in the movie because they're on their own adventures, and we know that for Ant-Man, that's Ant-Man and the Wasp, but we don't know what that means for Hawkeye. And to be honest, I doubt he's gonna show up.
Yeah. And some say it's gonna be like what's his name, the Ronin, because there were some pictures of forgot actor's name, but he was seen on his legs of wearing those familiar leg armor that Ronin used to have in the comics, and yeah, it's not like a surprise or anything because in the comics, Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, was once Ronin after stealing identity from Maya Lopez for some reason, and we just can't wait for Miss Lopez to be in the MCU as Echo,
I'm
I think.
I'm pretty sure if we weren't given a close up on them disappearing, then that character is not dead. So Ant-Man's not dead. Uh, Hawkeye isn't dead,
Of course.
and then just some other characters. Like I think they would have shown if Ned disappeared, since he's like important to like the Spider-Man movies.
Ah, yeah. I have one thing. The Thanos name spelling there for each of the different Infinity Stones. That was in the locations in different in movies. They would spell out different names. Tesseract. Like the first letter for Tesseract is T, and then just the scepter is S, and then just yeah, so on and so on. And
Necklace. Necklace is N. Doctor Strange's necklace.
yeah, the Eye of Agamotto, which is now destroyed. The Aether, which is the Reality Stone. orb is for the Power Stone, and then for the letter H is basically some said it was Heimdall because of his eyes or whatever, but the writers for the movie were like, nope, we're gonna screw you all and just show the real location of the Soul Gem. And some say that the Soul Gem is for the letter H is heart for some reason, which I can see why they said it because basically a piece of a heart or something or whatever, which or just home or whatever. But I don't know. I think the Thanos name spelling thing right now is basically complete BS to that point. But and the reason I sniff with my nose is because I'm a bit sick.
Anyway, so let's talk about Avengers 4 for a bit. Like, what do you think about the characters who have stayed? Like the Guardian of the Galaxy, only one of them.
Is Rocket? Yeah, I know.
And then, like, it's pretty unlucky for Thanos that 4 survived, since he's the only one who did massive damage to him. All the original Avengers survived.
Yeah, all the original, which is, let's see, Black Widow, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, and I was thinking of, Hulk, and possibly Hawkeye. Yeah, Hawkeye, yeah. And then there's also one of Black Panther's guards. There's Rocket and War Machine, and I don't think
Nebula.
Yeah, Nebula survived. I don't think Falcon survived. I think he vanishes as well. I think so. Well, let me because I have a strong feeling that Falcon vanishes as well. Yep, he vanished. Oh, and also Vision died, which is obvious as we saw in trailers.
Vision died twice.
Yeah, first when Scarlet Witch was trying to destroy the Mind Gem, and then Thanos fucks with them by using the Time Gem to reverse the time. And then, after he pushed the Scarlet Witch away, which she also dies, by the way, and he reversed the time, uses his right hand to grab the Mind Stone from Vision, just ripping it open, and then just completely deactivates Vision.
Oh, did you hear about what they said about Groot disappearing?
Yeah, I know. Let's talk about that. Basically, I can.
When Groot started to disappear, Rocket went over to him to see what was going on, and before Groot disappeared into a pile of leaves, he looks over at Rocket and just says, "Groot."
Dad.
And James Gunn confirmed on Twitter that one Groot translates to dead.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck James Gunn? Why?
Yeah, when I heard about that, my heart just split into a few pieces, and fuck, man, why you have to say that, James? God damn.
He did the same thing at the end of after the first Guardians came out by saying that Baby Groot isn't the same Groot from Guardians.
Yeah.
So he has no memories of the Guardians, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Stop it.
What's gonna happen in the third Guardians of the Galaxy, after Avengers 4? Is it all just gonna be about Rocket? Because I've seen some fucking memes about Rocket being alone and fuck.
Yeah, it's Guardian of the Galaxy and all. It's just 2 hours of Rocket going around stealing body parts.
Yeah. I can't stop thinking about that one part in the weird trailer of Infinity War where when Loki was holding the Tesseract, he was like slapping his soul. He's like, "Don't you touch my spaghetti."
I was talking to someone yesterday, and they haven't seen Infinity War yet, but they told me like they're gonna be so sad if Loki dies in the movie, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, it's no surprise that it happened. God damn.
It happened in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's what the planet's called, Nidavellir. That's the dwarves one. That's what's called Nidavellir. Fuck. We didn't see how Thanos got the the Power Stone, but we know that he got it from the planet Xandar, where all the Nova Corps were, and it's possibly where Nova Prime and the whole Nova Corps died when Thanos was trying to get the orb, which of course contained the Power Stone. And yeah, I think they mentioned it in the movie as well. Either one of the Russo brothers will talk about about Korg, Meek, and Valkyrie, and he said that Valkyrie survived, but he didn't say anything about Korg and Meek, because Korg is fucking hilarious, because if he dies right there, then I will be fucking pissed. Because he was like,
Korg was the big rock guy from Ragnarok, right?
yeah, that's the guy, yeah. He's a fuck.
See, the thing is with Marvel movies, each time I go to see one, I don't remember any of the characters' names. So like I went to see Spider-Man: Homecoming, and then I came home and like 2 days later I read that the villain's name was Vulture, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes a lot
Yeah,
of sense.
yeah, Vulture, man. Who's a fucking part member of the damage control. And yeah, speaking of Spider Homecoming, the 8 years later card, some say it takes place in 2020. Nope, it takes place right like after Captain America's Civil War, when he goes back to Queens, possibly just stops Vulture from doing shit, but he's secretly the father of Liz Allen, who is actually Liz Toombs.
And
And
even then, you can't say it takes place after Infinity War, since during the final act, Happy says, "Oh, we gotta move Thor's hammer to the new building."
it's so random,
Take
like.
take that, Matt Pet.
Isn't it right, Olimar? Yeah, I still have him here for some reason.
I have my Olimar here also. Oh shit, he fell.
And speaking of Olimar, I'm still waiting for Louis re-release. Where's our Louis? Hmm? God damn it.
Well, Sine is a company where once they make a set, that's it. Like, they don't really add to the set unless it's like Mario or Pokemon All-Star Collection. It's usually just sets. Like, right now they're not making any me and Mario plushies. They're currently working on their Odyssey line with Cappy and then variants of Mario and Peach.
Whoop.
So I assume it's going to be a while until we get a new Louis plush.
Super wow. God damn it. Well, we just gotta wait and see it. When he shows up, I just gotta go immediately play Asia. Just use my PayPal and just snatch the motherfucker. Just take it. Just take it from the store, and yeah. And
Yeah, apparently that Olimar plush is already pretty rare now. Like, I checked Play Asia recently and it doubled in price from when I bought it.
huh. But when did you buy yours? Because I think I bought mine back in January.
I bought mine on New Year's Eve, actually. And then I
Shit.
told you the day after, and then you bought yours soon after that.
Yeah. I remember that as well. But speaking of rarity, I'm gonna show you something. Hold on, BRB. These fucking games, especially the game Wolfenstein, which is fucking rare. I'm talking about the 2009 Wolfenstein, which some say it's like Call of Duty because they regenerated fucking health. And this game's, we're talking out of context basically, which we don't even talk about Avengers anymore. We just talk about other things. But this game I'm holding it's fucking rare, and it's not on digital stores. It's can only be bought at some sort of secondhand stores, which I did, along with Condemned One for the 360, which I don't know if you can buy it on digital as well. I think you can, but yeah. And I bought two of the games and Walker at the beginning for the Blu-rays, and yeah, that's it. And I think we are done here with the discussion. This video is getting pretty long. I have to edit down to a notch if I can, because it's gonna take like possibly a week to do, which it's gonna be a lot of work for me for that day. Which yeah. Anyways, thank you, Michael, for being here with the discussion.
You're very much welcome.
And speaking of me and Michael, we're gonna do, like I said earlier at the beginning, we're all gonna do the E3 reaction thing. But like I said before, I cannot attend to every single of the press conferences because of the date and times. And for a few of those days, I have work on those days, which means no staying up late for your boy.
So, and I think we're doing it slightly different this year, where you just come to you just show up to the ones you can show up to.
Yeah. I was just about to laugh to say that we need to come into those different places. Like, yeah, first of all, sounds a bit weird, but I get what you're saying. My God. Yeah, it's pretty much it. Like I said, thank you, Michael, for being here, doing the whole discussion thing, which, yeah. And, yeah, that's it for the whole video, basically. And if you enjoyed it, slap a like, and please be sure to check out my movie review in the description. And yeah, that's it. And see you guys in the next video on my main channel. So yeah, take care, guys, and yeah, peace.
Catch you on the flip side.
Yeah.